If you want to know how I make these planner task cards and how I use it as part of my planning routine, then keep watching. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I make these planner prompt task cards, what I use, and how I use them in my planning routine. I took some off-cut laminated sheet from a previous project, but you can use any type of plastic sheet, even the plastic that comes with kids' toy packaging. I cut it to credit card size, and to make sure I don't poke myself, I round out the sharp corners with a corner cutter. This is the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile, and it has corner chompers in 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch radius style. Now all items are shown and mentioned in today's video. Please find the details in the description below. Now I have had my corner chomper for a while, so when it doesn't cut the corners properly, I just finish the cut with the small scissors. Once the plastic card has been prepped, it's time to add some sticky note flags that will have the labeled prompts stuck to it. Now as you can see, I have gathered quite a collection of sticky note flags, and it's just now a matter of choosing the right ones for my new task card. Today I'm updating my Instagram content schedule prompts task card, so I have the original one to use as a guide. But if you are starting from scratch, you'll need to figure out how many prompts you want to add to your card, and that's how many sticky note flags you will need. I'll use the old version as a template on where I would like to place the sticky note flags on the card, and use this bulldog clip to keep the two cards together. Now here I realized my first choice of sticky flags is going to be too wide, which means I need to choose a narrower one to allow me to fit 7 sticky flags on the card. Now these pastel colored ones look to be the correct size. So again, I have the blank plastic card on top of my original task card, and I'll just align the sticky flags on top of the other flags. Now if you were adding sticky flags from scratch, you can either just eyeball it, or a tip I have is place the card on top of grid paper and make sure the sides are aligned or perpendicular to the grid lines, and then you have a guide to stick the flags nice and straight. Once you have the flag stuck on, and if you're a wee bit pedantic like me, adjust the flags so they are evenly spaced. Now the way these task cards work is essentially you would have prompts for habits and routines that you do on a regular basis, for example, weekly or monthly tasks. Now you can either place the individual prompt flags on the day you want to action the prompt, and this is great if you didn't want to write down those tasks on your planner page again and again. Or it's a really great way to highlight a task on your page to remind you, hey, you must complete and action it today. But for me, the way I like to use it is I keep the sticky flags on the card, and I use the actual whole card to remind me what to write on my weekly running to-do list. The beauty of these task cards is you don't have to remember your routines or habits off the top of your head, because it will help remind you on a week-to-week basis. These sticky flags I have purchased from a variety of stores, and I keep them in this photo storage box to keep them all together. You can find the links to similar products in my Amazon store, and the link is below. I've already printed the different prompts I want to add to my task card using my label maker, as well as labels for the days of the week. But here I realized the font size was too big to fit on the side of each sticky flag, so I'll need to reprint them. But in the meantime, I'm going to cut each prompt individually, and I'm going to cut the excess tape around the printed prompts on the labels, so then they fit nicely on the sticky flags. Once the label is cut to size, peel off the backing, and using my precision tweezers, place them on the sticky note flag. And here's my very sophisticated way of measuring the middle of something. Place the thumb and the pointer finger at each end of the sticky flag, and where they meet is the middle. Ta-da! Now, do you have any fun, quirky tips when it comes to measuring or any arts and craft projects that you do? Let me know and type it in the comments section, as I'd love to hear any cool tips and hacks. Now, if you're liking this video and getting some cool ideas, make sure to click the like button, as it lets me know that this video has been helpful and you're being entertained by yours truly. Now, if you do want to see more of my day-to-day planner antics, you can follow me on Instagram at Mariane Cresp, only after you have subscribed to this channel. Clean up a little bit, and now it's time to reprint these days of the week labels. For these labels, I am using my Make ID Q1 label maker, and to create the labels, I'm using the accompanying Make ID app. You can choose many different font styles, and you can also adjust the font size to your liking. So here I had already typed up the days of the week before. I just need to make the size smaller and print it again. Now I had to print off camera as my label maker was connected to the charger as it had run out of power. Now these labels for the days of the week are a lot smaller and will fit on the side of each sticky flag. So again, let's cut it all to size. Cut off any excess labels so it fits nicely, and then use my precision tweezers and place it on the side of each prompt. Now this task card idea was inspired by Maddie Plans of Instagram. I'll tag her below, and I think she makes one that you can customize and purchase in her store. Do you have other planner friends that would love this idea? If you do, make sure to share this video with them. Once all the labels have been put in their spot, this is what you'll end up with. Let me show you where this task card will live. I bought this Hobonichi Original AVEC planner, and this one is the January to June, and I have added this plastic pocket on the back cover, and my Instagram post prompt task card will sit right in there ready to get used. Now while you're here, let me show you some of my other task cards and where they live in my planners. This is my Filofax personal Molden in the color ochre, which I received when I was a Filofax ambassador. And in it, I have these pocket sleeves that have many different task cards that I've made in the past. I have an AM routine task card, one's for midday, as well as my PM routine task card. I have a Get Things Done task card as well as a self-care task card to remind me to schedule in my breaks and self-care routines. And they live in these slip pockets ready to get used during my planning days or as a reminder of what to do or write in my planner for when the good old brain is not working too well. And here in my Hobonichi Original, which I'll use as my journal for 2024, I have task cards to prompt me on what to write during my morning journal routine, as well as prompts on what I could write during a reflection session in the evening. If you want ideas on what to write during journaling session, take a screenshot and make yourself journaling task cards. And then in my Hobonichi Cousin, I have this updated Get Things Done checklist with different routines that I do in the week for my productivity as well as my content creation. Now, if you do want to see another video where I make task cards with skinny sticky labels, watch this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.